one there at square leg. But then quite happy to just work the length and play with your wrist rather than playing that sweep shot. Maybe an area where both Rickleton and Verena can experiment. It's a safe bet.
.464 for 5.
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीजें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
And would feel so. As you say, still a whole lot of time, and there's also an exercise in grinding your opposition into the ground. What's the saying? Never give a sucker an even break.
Who came up with that? Who came up with that originally? Do you know? Never give a sucker an even chance. Rambo, do you know? You might have played against him, Rambo. I certainly did. There's a clue for you.
An Australian?
Might have been. Yes, Australian.
You weren't around in 1920, were you?
I did say might have played against him.
Go on then, Hazy.
Dennis Lilly.
Ah. I played against him in a Lilac Hill Park game, and that was the only time I faced him.
That was always the first tour game, wasn't it?
That's right, in '96. Still was ferocious. The body language was still of a tear-away fast bowler.
Did Jarvid play?
Yes.
I made that reference because there was a test match. Was it that tour when Jarvid and Dennis Lilly had that altercation in Perth at the Wacker? And that was, I can't remember exactly what happened at the start. I know what, I think they were having words initially. You perhaps be able to help me out here, Rambo. I know what happened at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was taking a run, a single, and then Dennis Lilly came in his way, Javed felt. That'll go across for not a boundary. So what's happening now on 95?
Good recovery, well done.
Yeah, I want you to try and recover from this, Michael. Never give a sucker an even break.
Yep.
1941.
I told you I played in that era.
American comedy film. Directed by Edward F. Klein.
Okay, so Dennis Keith Lilly, he didn't use those words because there were like 3 or 4 swear words in the middle.
Okay, so it's a different movie then.
Continue with what happened there, Ramesh, with the Jarvid, Meander and Dennis Lee.
So I think there's I think it was Dennis Lilly, I'm not too sure, but he came in Javed's way when he was taking a single, and so there's a little bit of pushing and body jostling and all that kind of stuff, and then I think Javed pushed him back, and then he threatened to hit him, and then Javed with that epic picture where he's looking to hit Lilly with a cricket bat.
Which, oh, he's cracked that. He's cracked that out of the screws. That's gone for 4. That's a really good shot. More of an opportunity for Mohammad Abbas into the attack to get some runs.
Yeah, clearly a tight delivery because that's he's on target, accurate and all that. Didn't have any pace. Maybe trying an off cutter that sat up nicely to be hit for 4 in front of mid-wicket. Just a single away, 1 away from 100.
Applauded. He's been aggressive. And despite his aggression today, his strike rate still sits just below that of Ryan Rickleton, who's at the other end and on 228. Testament to how quickly South Africa have scored and the fluency of Rickleton through his 100 and 200. Really lovely position for South Africa. Once again, for a third time, this Newlands crowd applauds in anticipation. It's cut away. He'll take one and take his tally to 100. Kyle Verreynne for a 4th time.
अब सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
अब सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
यूफोन 4G पे यू पावर 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 ऑफ नेट मिनट्स। वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी स्टार
Went past 1,000 runs as well today, and he was on 40. Kyle Verreynne.
That comes across as someone who is mentally strong and also has the game, the flair, plays the short ball well.
Shouts of catch it. Oh, it went straight to him. He didn't see it for some time. And then only moved as it was sort of halfway to him. Ahmed Jamal. Fortunately, it was that close that he takes the catch. After getting to 100 is gone.
Well, this was a tremendous catch in the end because he wasn't really reacting when the ball was in flight. But stand up for this great innings in the slot, and for the first time trying that sweep or slot sweep, and he did not budge, moved, and in the end, just when it was required, he was on top of it. Very good catch in the end, but a great 100 from Verreynne. Entertained one and all with his flair and great batting.
अब सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
पेशेंट्स मुझे अक्सर कंप्लेन करते हैं कि कोई भी ठंडी या गर्म चीज़ जैसे कि आइसक्रीम, चाय या कॉफ़ी लेने से दांतों में शदीद तकलीफ का एहसास होता है। इस सेंसेशन को हम सेंसिटिविटी कहते हैं और इसका असर इनकी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी पर भी पड़ता है। ये खुद से ठीक नहीं होती। सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीजें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
अब सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
Calm under the pressure in the previous test match with South Africa 8 down. Wonderful partnership with Kagiso Rabada to get the Proteas over the line. Walks in here in a very different situation. Bit of a chirp. Not so easy to stand face to face with Marco Jansen.
This had to be a 6. Didn't get the right connection, and there Ahmed Jamal didn't see it straight away, but a very good catch.
Lost it in the mountain.
Yeah, to 100 and then out straight away.
What?
4-7-1 for 6.
Just want to chip in.
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
In the change room now, happy to have done well to get the 3 figures, but no doubt a sort of reflection and contemplation on sort of what might have been had he been able to carry on with the game we know he possesses, having got himself in. But it's that little bit after the milestone where he just needs that mental relaxation, where you're susceptible. Shot. Oh, yes. Ryan Rickle double-ton with a beautiful cover drive for 4.
He's played plenty of them, but this probably is the best because he had to thread it through a set of field which was occupying every bit of acreage on that off stump. Really, 2 men there, 1 back at cover, but this was glorious.
He's now gone past Herschel Gibbs' 228, the highest score for a South African at Newlands.
Such a beautiful shot.
Rami's just chipping in very quickly. Just before the iconic photo of Java Miandat looking like he was going to smack Dennis Lilly over the top of the head with a bat. You'll remember that Lilly kicked him up the backside just before that. That's what prompted that reaction from Java.
That's right. Very naughty.
This time got a man back. Doesn't make the shot any less pleasant on the eye. He'll just get 1 this time and rotate. Yeah, these double hundreds at Newlands climbing up the list. And Stokes 258 was punishing.
Off down.
Carry on your story now, Michael.
Yeah, so that.
Oh, and by the way, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, big shout. More in desperation, really. And it wouldn't be a surprise if in desperation they wanted to go upstairs again.
I think it's sliding. I think it's sliding down the leg side. Given not out.
Inside edge. Possibly going down the leg side. Yeah. Would have gone on to miss the stumps.
That was my response to your story. No!
Have that the wrong way around, Michael. His response to your story.
That's why I shut up after that final comment. I'm in the corner.
Dot to finish that over. South Africa look to forge another partnership with Verena just gone. Rickleton still out there on 233. South Africa 477 for 6. Time for a drink.
This drink break is brought to you by
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है। चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
पेशेंट्स मुझे अक्सर कंप्लेन करते हैं कि कोई भी ठंडी या गर्म चीज़ जैसे कि आइसक्रीम, चाय या कॉफ़ी लेने से दांतों में शदीद तकलीफ का एहसास होता है। इस सेंसेशन को हम सेंसिटिविटी कहते हैं और इसका असर इनकी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी पर भी पड़ता है। ये खुद से ठीक नहीं होती। सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीजें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
पेशेंट्स मुझे अक्सर कंप्लेन करते हैं कि कोई भी ठंडी या गर्म चीज़ जैसे कि आइसक्रीम, चाय या कॉफ़ी लेने से दांतों में शदीद तकलीफ का एहसास होता है। इस सेंसेशन को हम सेंसिटिविटी कहते हैं और इसका असर इनकी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी पर भी पड़ता है। ये खुद से ठीक नहीं होती। सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीजें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है। चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
यूफोन 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी. मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं. पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है. चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है.
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
Ryan Rickleton currently 233 by 323 deliveries. He's been disciplined, he's been resolute, and he's just continued where he's left off from last night.
There's a Pollock on the list, senior. You were way too aggressive to make that list, eh, Sean?
Bet at 8 and 9, you didn't have a chance to get a big score like that, did you?
Jason Gillespie would like to differ on that point.
Yeah, he was night watchman. Yanko held the record for a period of time, and the first two to break it were Daryl Cullen and then Gary Kirsten. And I was at the crease on both occasions when they went past the mark, and I fabricated a story that when my uncle had got to 274 in 1970, that the family had prayed that that score would never be beaten unless a Pollock was at the crease.
Oh, that's a goodie, actually.
And I was at the crease on both occasions. I think we just need to be a bit more specific in our prayer that with the score rather than just at the crease.
He should have pulled the run out streak, Polly. Yeah, excellent numbers, and I'll tell you what, Ryan Rickleton at the moment, 25. Hassim Amla on that list.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है. चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है.
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी. मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं. पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं.
यूफोन 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
It's also the test series that took us to #1 in the world. We had a bit of an insert between myself and Graham at the London interval, reliving those sort of memories.
Yeah, special stuff, special generation of cricketers. Certainly laid the foundation for this current generation to do what they're doing. Some good reference points from that 2012-2013 season. Lots of talk about how South Africa will approach the next couple of hours heading towards stumps. Is there a declaration around the corner? What would you do, Fern?
Yeah, I think there's just so much time left in a test match, Kaz, so South Africa's in absolute no rush to declare. I'd perhaps see them perhaps bat 5 or 8 overs after tea, and then declaring almost a 4-year bowlers 2 spells each.
Worked away nicely by Janssen and settled for a single.
If you give yourself about 20 overs tonight, you can ensure your bowlers are fresh and they can perhaps each have 2 short stints and back again tomorrow morning after a good break and be fresh again. So they've battered themselves into a position of command and they're in full control, so absolutely no rush to declare now.
Yeah, and they've worn out this Pakistan bowling attack. Salman is bowled 33 overs, but have a look at that. Mir Hamza 25 overs, Kuram 21. So they'll be mentally fatigued. And knowing that Saim Ayub is out of the game, there'll be thoughts going through Shan Masood's mind. Who's going to open alongside Masood? And facing a South African attack that will offer a lot more pace and get a lot more out of the surface. Massive challenge ahead for Pakistan, already in the field for over 123 overs. It's 2 wickets to fall today. Bedingham early on, and then Kyle Verreynne a short while ago after getting to 100. Whipped away with authority by Janssen. And a wonderful shot.
Yeah, we've seen this so often from the Pakistan bowlers when they're erring straight, they're erring too straight. Mark Janssen with his tall levers. This is angling down the leg side. This is help yourself on the legs, and he's not going to miss out.
There was a big roar when Mark Janssen walked out to bat. There's still lots of great feelings after that wonderful win at Centurion. And, what a performer he's been for South Africa this summer, both bat and ball. Four more. Good over for South Africa. Comes to an end. 124 overs gone. It's 488 for 6.
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है। चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
And many would say he's earned the right. He's been out there a lengthy time. Ryan Rickleton is the first time that we've actually seen him play that shot. A bit of improvisation, they call it. Polly.
Gotcha.
Started the day, we said South Africa would certainly be looking at 450, 500 at 489 for 6. Quite interesting to see what the change room is thinking. What would they be comfortable with? I mean, actually a heap of runs already on the scoreboard. It's timing. Keep Pakistan guessing. The spinner has 3 wickets. 3 for 106, Salman. But chosen not to go with the frontline spinner, and he's done a bulk of the work.
Yeah, he's done a pretty decent job, you'd say, given the nature of conditions.
Tries that shot again, and this time he gets success, does Ryan Rickleton. Up to 240 he goes. South Africa 494 for 6.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
Nice score for him. Heads into that top 10. It's great company to be in.
कहाँ पे?
Kuram Shazad now back into the attack, 1 for 90 in 21 overs. Shan Masood bringing the changes, trying to do something, try to get a breakthrough, force South Africa's hand. Pakistan would have come to Newlands expecting a different kind of surface. Having played at Centurion, where there was something happening almost every delivery, it's a huge mindset change. How you go about it, what is the mental game? And Shan Masood, it's been tough going for him out there. Big appeal. Absolutely unmoved is Kumar Dharmasena.
Was there 2 noises? Masood and Mohammad Rizwan are the ones who are having the consultation. Rizwan's keen for it to be sent upstairs. Masood says no, too high, and the time is gone. Leg bars, so no bat involved.
I kind of like the line on this. If anything's going to save him, it will be the height. Bit of tail back. He's a tall, lengthy character, is Marco Jansen, and he's a long way down as well. So, at best, perhaps umpire's call.
Two away from 500 South Africa, and it's gone exactly to plan. Rickleton still there. He resumed this morning a 176. It's been the mainstay of the South African innings. We're looking to bat big. Temba Bavuma won the toss, said we'll bat first. In a track like this, they've been able to build some solid partnerships. And Pakistan have had very little answer to South Africa.
Yeah, when it comes to appeals, you also need to take into account the person you're appealing against, and Marco Jansen is a very tall individual. So anything that hits him above the roll, the size of his pads compared to some of the other members in the side are pretty different. And that one shows just clipping the top of the leg stump. So if they'd had gone upstairs, they wouldn't have lost the review.
Already lost 2 reviews.
And I was about to say, with 1 review left, Polly, you're going to be brave and gutsy enough to take it. That's the reason there was a lot of hesitation from the captain, wicket-keeper. Just looked like there's a bit of tail on this ball, jagging back at Marco Jansen.
Dot ball to end the 126th over. 498 for 6.
अब सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय। मीज़ान में, अज़ीज़ मीज़ान में, अच्छी लगती है।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
Talk about that beautiful view, and if you're afraid of heights, it's not the greatest place to go, but you can see the cable car. It obviously takes you up to the top. It's a much easier trip on the cable car than it is by foot. And we were chatting with Matthew Hayden the one time, and they talked about how they'd won a test match here. They all got in the cable car and their kit still in their test outfits, and they went up there, and he was talking about something along the lines of he got on the top of the table car. He found an entrance, brings up the 500, that reverse sweep. It's a ripple of applause around the ground. But the fact that he was brave enough to go into the top of the cable car and just kind of hang on as it made its journey up the mountain, I was flabbergasted. Obviously no health and safety at those stages.
Good. So 500 on the board for South Africa, 500 for 6. Ryan Rickleton in the stands for 6. He goes up to 247 with that shot.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है। चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
Already 35 from 39. Janssen. So this is some great intent being shown by both batters. South Africa 510 for 6 now.
Yeah, I just get the sense that Mark Janssen is going to look up the end here. He's picked the length. He's got those long levers. Wow, I tell you what, that is some place to hit this cricket ball. Right in front of square over mid-on.
A front foot pull slap. Well, Marco Jansen. Just sometimes he looks a little bit subdued and then all of a sudden just launches into one.
Emphatic. Marco Jansen. He's clobbered that.
Off a similar length. Cezart, he's almost given him a little simmy to the leg side, did Marco Jansen. But again, that length, he picked it early. Didn't get all of it. I don't think the guy at mid-wicket actually picked it, because it didn't miss him by much. But another boundary for Marco Jansen.
Blanky is my idol. I can tell you what, there's a couple of youngsters around the country after that win in Centurion. Got Marco Jansen at the top of their hero list. Oh, how about that? Jansen's putting on a show here at Newlands. The partnership has rocketed up to 49 for 42 deliveries.
I'm not so sure we saw anyone come on at the change of over, but maybe someone got into the ear of Marco Jansen, because there's 3 deliveries in a row that he's just looked to express himself, give it a good whack. And he's gone 4-4-6.
Yeah, and I love him when he plays in this fashion. He's so much better when he's in attacking mindset. That's almost practicing for SA20, Marco Jansen. Stay away from that kind of length, bowlers.
I thought you were braver than that, Jarky.
This will really be taking its toll on Pakistan. Rickleton's been a thorn in their side, but here's Jansen. He's walked out there. He's just punishing the bowling. 4 fours and a 6 from Jansen. He's on 25 from 27.
Cassie asked me a little question off air a little earlier. What was the longest that I've been in the field? 162 overs against New Zealand. Hamilton being the venue.
Ouch, double ouch.
So these bowlers at the moment, they've got nothing on us.
And you, Polly?
How many overs did you dish up?
I think about 33 in total, if I'm not mistaken.
We saw a scorecard, I think, about when they played New Zealand. I think Mackay bowled 43 overs here in Cape Town against New Zealand when Matthew Fleming got his 268. I think it was 43. I've done 42 in Adelaide.
Well, South Africa have only lost 1 test match after scoring 500, and that was against Australia in Melbourne in 2010. The crowd, they're so switched on every time Jansen's on strike. They sense something's about to happen. Just wonder whether South Africa are batting themselves towards a declaration here, Vern.
Yeah, I think if you're sitting in front of your television, strap yourselves in, get the popcorn ready, because this is going to be entertaining. I think Marco Jansen, he might have gotten a silent message in his ear to say, we need you to up this rate a little bit.
14 from the over, 520 for 6.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 7
Ryan Rickleton himself just continues to tick the boxes as well. And this partnership, 50, very quickly to 50, of just 46 deliveries. And great intent from Marco Janssen, who's on 25. He's at 4 fours and a 6 so far. No doubt he got quite a bit of confidence from that innings in Centurion, with Kagiso Rabada to take South Africa home. Not the first time that those two have batted together and batted well for South Africa. Different format though, T20 World Cup against the West Indies. They got South Africa through in that game and to the semi-final. A little squared up on this occasion. Salman Aliaga has been working very, very hard. He's into his 36th over. He's bowled as much as 41 in an innings before, which he did quite recently against Bangladesh in Rawalpindi. Ramiz, I'm sure you would remember those test matches.
Yeah, 5-day looked like a 10-day test. Right now, I think most of the players out there, Pakistani players, would be looking at South African dugout. What are they wearing? Are they still in shorts? No. Yeah. This ordeal is going to continue, I'm afraid, for Pakistan. Nobody is getting ready to be out there on the field.
A nightmare you hope someone wakes you up from. I don't think South Africa are going to oblige, though. All through this innings, he's been attacking, and just enough over the substitute fielder. That's him. 5:31 for 6.
अब सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीजें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं, it works.
5:31 on the board for South Africa. Some fun as well for this crowd as we approach the tea break again on day 2. And some hard work done by Salman Aliaga's bowled 36 overs now. Khurram now into his 24th over. There's been a lot for the family to celebrate for Rickleton. Can he tick another box? He's ticked so many in this innings already. Why not tick another? 250 now. The 10th South African to do that in test matches.
Listen to the crowd. They're lapping it up. They're so happy for him, and he richly deserves this. The standing ovation, because we've seen such a great innings here, from aggressor to somebody who was quite willing to work his end. and to get South Africa to a powerful position. He allowed the others to enjoy his company and he took a back seat, but his concentration did not waver. Tremendous, huge, gigantic 250 not out.
Stickability. Just sat in and seemingly staying in a bubble. Over and over, we've seen him go through what are the little triggers that allow him to continue to do the right thing, the right things through an innings that's been very fluent. Strike rate of just about 75, and it's entertained family and all manner of spectators here at Newlands.
The other great thing about this innings is that he's almost middled about 99% of the shots. Even when he's taken a single, the ball is just flown off the bat.
Yep, it's why he must make full use of it. This situation, this feeling, this flow. And this is not to say he hasn't already with 250 on the board at a rate of knots.
Lovely bit of movement in the crease from Jansen, going across, getting closer to the ball. They're not too close because he can still free his arms.
What you call a shovel shot. But this was such good intelligent hitting because he covered the line. Bowler dead keen to bowl that wider angle to him, and he makes his own angle through long on for a big six.
.40 from just 37 for Marco Jansen, and it's just a little bit of the bottom hand there as he sends a third ball over the ropes for 6. He's having a great time, and it's just the situation for him.
Looking for a similar result and hit hard enough. They have continued with the 7-2 field to the right-hander. He knows the plan and he has an answer to it.
Well, you've got to be here to know what kind of velocity we're talking about. The ball leaving the bat in a matter of half a second. And there's a fielder there. It was almost a flat 6 on the bounce over that mid-on fielder. He had no chance. Absolutely no chance. But that ball is being tonked at such ferocious velocity.
He continues to look for runs. There's a lot of gaps leg side because of the field and the plan they have to him. It's working well for South Africa. 546 for 6.
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है और इसके बाद आप अपनी मनपसंद चीजें और खाने एंजॉय कर सकते हैं। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल, क्योंकि ये फौरी असर करता है। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
Johnson walked to the crease, and that you would have been thinking about the plans that Pakistan had to the right-handed Kyle Verreynne, where they used the 7-2 field a lot, and whether he was thinking, all right, if you're going to do the same to me, this is what I'm going to do to counter-attack it, and he's counter-attacked beautifully. Just the way he's approached it has been absolutely phenomenal. One player there in whites, but that's the next batter in. So South Africa looking just to continue these painful blows to the opposition. Lots for Pakistan to think about just to try and get through this innings. Lots for them to think about when they bat as well, Ramiz, as to who's going to open the batting. Mohammad Rizwan has done it once before. It was a couple of years ago, not that long ago, when Imam al-Haq got injured in a game and had to go for some scans. He did come back and bat eventually, but it was Rizwan who opened. But he's been keeping for a very long time. So who is going to open, Ramiz?
Somebody said Ramiz. I think they need to start out well. So I guess Babar Azam with Shan Masood, send in your best player in, because he bats at number 3. Babar Azam.
Never opened in a test match, Babar Azam.
It's always the first time.
Ask Ryan Rickleton. He's not played as many games, of course, but it's worked out rather well for him.
It's also the type of surface where if you're a Pakistani batter, you're not kind of seeing any demons in it. You've watched the South Africans pile on more than 500, and so you've got to be confident that you too can play well on it. Yes, there's the tiredness to go with that, but in terms of actually having a place where you might be battered out of position, yeah, this wouldn't be such a bad place for that to happen.
So surface, no demons necessarily, but South African attack a little different with the extra pace.
Yeah, even against them, if you were to choose somewhere to play, let's say in comparison to last week where you're playing at Centurion and there's a whole lot happening on that surface, yes, the difference in attack, and there's always going to be danger with an attack, particularly with the ball that's new, and you're going to have to deal with them anyway, but you'd rather deal with them on this.
It's the initial phase, like anywhere else, where you need to tighten up your technique and all that kind of stuff. But once you're in on a surface like this, then you can be assured of a long innings, long stay at the crease. This is that kind of pitch which allows you to then settle in, and you can trust the surface as well, unlike at Centurion where you were never in.
Beauty. Lovely ball. Haven't seen too much of that through the test match in general, not just today. It's a lovely ball. He's not had an easy test match. He's been expensive. Yeah, a little bit of movement.
The reason why he missed that ball was not because it was such a lethal delivery, but because he stopped himself from hitting the ball. He's in that hitting zone where stopping the ball is a bit difficult, can be a little difficult.
And a little bit of bounce as well. That's a good sign from Amir, who's had a tough day, had a tough test match.
I mean, Fielding side at this stage would be looking for something that'll unite them again, ignite that spark of self-belief and fight. So a couple of good deliveries. What happens next?
Right, that's one. Takes him to 49. The crowd want the extra, and they love the extra. because it takes him to the fastest 50 by a South African against Pakistan in test matches. It's taken 42 balls.
सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
अब सिर्फ पेंट के पैसे देंगे तो बचत तो होगी। मास्टर पेंट लगवाएं और टोकन के इजाफी खर्चे से छुटकारा पाएं। पेंट के पैसे दो, टोकन के नहीं।
सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
Here's Marcus' #1 fan. No doubt he's starting to gain more and more fans around South Africa, around the world as well, because of what he's done with the ball for sure, but also what he's now starting to do with the bat of the last few test matches. Partnership 78 from 63. Continuing with a strong offside field this time around to Rickleton, who's having a little look at the field and wondering what is going on, because there's a lot of juggling and moving around in the field and some not knowing exactly where they need to stand. And Hamza's trying to get everyone in the right place. Finally happy.
Yeah!
He's been involved in all of them, but these partnerships for South Africa will impress the change room, coaching staff. Here's a 7th wicket one, which is good. It's been unrelenting from South Africa. 61 to kick it off, then that huge one. You could call 148 pretty big as well. So tough going if you're Pakistan.
He's certainly climbing up the ladder, that is for sure. He's now passed Hashim Amla's score of 253, and he's equal Jackie McGlue's 255.
Rishley deserves all the records, but in the slot I think needs to be wider at the stumps, but this was in the slot to make use of the leg side field. Covered the stumps away towards the offside as well. This kind of field set makes it just a little bit predictable for the batter. Will he walk across the stumps again?
Hitting straight. And now is the record for the highest in an innings. 8th it is on the list for South Africa. He's now in 8th on his own.
Wider angle being fetched straight and for 4.
Gone high. Is this the end of the Ryan Rickleton innings? Magnificent by Rickleton, but there'll be a huge relief for Pakistan. His 259 actually equals Greg Sitt's 259 that he made in 2021. It's Pakistan's Rickleton. Magnificent 259. Close to his side. Injury. He's back now. An opportunity with the bat. We expect him to do quite a bit with the ball, but no sign of a declaration, but maybe a conversation after when they know it's
sequence of 3 shots leading to that dismissal, which seemed a bit odd, particularly such a
Never brought a wicket, it's 557 for 7. Loves batting at this ground. He's shown it, of course, over the last almost 2 full days. It's been magnificent to watch. Good partnerships, of course. Some of the other South African batters have also enjoyed the circus. So that means we're sticking on Baba's own possibly out there.
I'm just guessing. I think he bats at number 3 is open for Pakistan. White ball cricket. Can Pakistan take a risk with Babar Azam? Would he be a willing worker opening the innings? His form has been patchy. Would he make a risky guess that he might? That's the only query that Pakistan to answer. He has to answer, in fact. What is he thinking?
Just popped up in the air a touch. The interesting thing about Babar Azam, batting at 3, didn't it, Centurion? His 4 test matches last year were batting at 4. This is where he has his best record, is at 4. He's got 1 prior to that, it's been a while since he actually batted at 3. In July 2022, so credit Centurion. The questions are, should he even be batting at 3? The problem, of course, being Abdullah Shafiq in the form of him.
To negotiate the first 5 or 7 overs and probably be set for
If you're wondering what his approach might be after the dismissal of Rickleton, he's made that pretty clear.
Letting them know that it may be a bit brittle batting on day 3, day 4. Maybe simply how good he was.
It's tough out there.
We had a couple of cricketers when we were playing. They would go and see the pitch and make a sorry face, irrespective of whether it had grass or not. And so give you the impression that it was impossible to bat on that surface. I remember Imran Khan was the captain and he stopped all of us from going and looking at the pitch before the game. So deal with it was the narrative from him. You have such players in every dugout. At times they make it tough. And that it was only I who could have done it.
All between the ears. Everybody searching for a way to be confident. And your opposition looking for ways to chip away at that confidence. Even with these 560 runs on the board, there would be an attempt by the South Africans when Pakistan come out to bat to convince them that you can't get these on here. It's tough to get runs here. All contrary to the scoreboard. A great deal of skill, yes, but importantly application to ensure that you match your opposition.
He knew he was going to go wide, followed it, thought maybe he had a chance to take it leg side, but it was too wide, so he said, that's fine, I'll pick my gap offside anyway.
Well, the T20 mode is on. Just backing his natural instinctive ability to hit the ball hard. He read it so well, opened himself, looking for a hit on either side of the surface. Chose one to go over cover.
Well, they've been able to repeat the dose, actually. Just to deciding to go leg side this time around. This time he wanted that leg side boundary. He's padded up. He's not coming into bowl, he's padded up.
That board says breaking boundaries. I think that picture is breaking heart of quite a few Pakistanis.
Poker, anyone?
Not getting hold of that one necessarily, but there'll still be a couple of runs to add to this total before the tea break. That'll end that over, and it will also end the session. Confirmed by umpire Kumar Dharmasena. 566 for 7. South Africa has pushed their run rate up to 4.22, and 137 runs scored in the session. Another 27 overs bowled, as they did in the first session. But that run rate has been pushed up. Thanks a lot to Marco Jansen and this quick 50 that he scored.
An important little session for Pakistan when they go back into the dugout. Well, this session has been absolutely bossed by South Africa. 137 runs. Rickleton with a big double turn, and Jansen on 57 of basically nothing. 2 wickets for Pakistan. They need to G themselves up, because their turn with the bat will come before the end of play, hopefully. So they need to gather themselves, gather their thoughts, make sure that they're focused, because the next big agenda on the plate for them is to bat and bat well and bat deep and bat long.
A look at South Africa's batting card. Makes really good reading for them, having won the toss and decided to bat first. Still they bat at tea on day 2. 259 is the headline act. Rickleton, century for Bavuma, and also for Verreynne, and then Jansen in on the act somewhat with his quick fire 57.